안녕하세요. 저는 미들스쿨 드라마 감독 베네딕 딩도입니다. 와주셔서 대단히 감사합니다. I have a whole lot of people I want to thank tonight, and if you read the program before, you saw those names already. I won't go through every name, but instead, I know that Mr. Brenneman likes the power clap, so I will do a power thank you. Thank you so much. 감사합니다. A few rules of theater etiquette before we begin. Number one, please no food and drinks in the PAC except for plain old-fashioned water. No flash photography during the show, although you may take pictures, just please turn off the flash. Please do not film the show. We are filming the show. Mr. Christopher Bach in the back is on the camera, and copies will be available to all students upon request after the show. There is no intermission. The show is about 1 hour and 15 minutes. If you need to leave the theater for any reason, please do so quietly, and please return quietly. Please do not distract any of the actors on stage. I'm speaking directly to the students. I assume parents will not be distracting the actors on stage. They are under a lot of pressure, and they are focused on their performance. I don't want to have to do this, but if you are distracting them or distracting the audience, I will have to ask you to leave the PAC. Tonight, I'd like to personally dedicate the show to Mr. and Mrs. Linkeman, Miss Fiordolino, and Mr. Hills. And lastly, one of our performers would like to dedicate his performance tonight to his mother. So if Mrs. Kwan is in the audience, Sun-chan is performing especially for you tonight. Have a happy birthday. I have one final thing to say to my actors before the show starts, so thank you again for coming. 와주셔서 대단히 감사합니다.
Are you ready? Yeah! I said, are you ready? Yeah! Let's kick it up a notch!
Yeah! Woo! Will live in infamy. Well, I'm not a crook.
Tear down this wall. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
You're going to be so proud of your country if I get in. You're going to be so proud of your president, and I don't care about that. But you are going to be so proud of your country because we're going to turn it around and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with health care and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
My guess is that you heard this a lot. That this past election has been terrible. A new low for democracy. A travesty. A sign that the very fabric of our country may soon be ripped apart.
That in past elections, things were better.
Ideas were debated with elegance and intelligence, and candidates treated each other with respect and kindness.
Well, we're here to tell you that that is absolutely not true. The elections, by and large, have always put humanity at its worst. I mean, we've elected murderers.
And drunk, sex addicts,
And every once in a while, we'll even elect a short person.
Ugh, disgusting. Your people? How are you supposed to vote for anyone under 5'11"?
Anyway, we've managed to prosper into a pretty great country.
Minus Florida. Florida is where ambition goes to die.
But the other 49 states, pretty great.
So if you're grown girls, what you're about to see today has never, ever, ever been attempted before on stage. We will, tonight, present to you every U.S. election this country has ever had.
All 57 elections from 1789 to 2012 will come to in front of your very eyes tonight. Every debate, every negative ad,
powers.
Well, remember how I negotiated a deal with Mr. Brenneman to let us rent the space for half the price?
Yeah.
Turns out he gave it to me for half the time.
But we can do it. All of the elections in an hour or less.
With the help of our amazing and currently underpaid acting company.
From an exciting and hilarious show that is not only entertaining, but educational as well.
It won't just be a lecture, so please don't leave.
But do pay attention, because there might be just a quiz at the end.
Quiz. Wait, hold on. We're not really going to test the audience, are we?
Yeah, we are. If years of standardized tests have taught me anything, is that learning is pointless. Unless you can answer correctly a series of multiple choice questions.
Yeah, but if they knew you have to take a test, none of them would have come.
Look, there's gonna be a quiz. So just get on board. It's the reason why we received the grant from KIS. So there's a quiz.
Okay, it'll be entertaining, it'll be educational, because theater can be both those things.
But can theater be both those things and good?
We'll see.
I guess you will. So without further ado, we present every U.S. election ever!
The Revolutionary War was over, the Constitution was written, and a nation began the bold experiment of democracy.
Basically, instead of selecting the head of state during breeding, we decided we let the people choose.
And there was really one choice for president, George Washington. Oh, yay!
Was there an election? Sure. But everyone knew it was just for show because people loved Vincent George.
A symbol.
A leader.
A godlike figure that people could rally around. I mean, just look at his resume. As Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army, he outwitted and outmaneuvered the British.
They're just sending their private boats. Guys, fire.
He crossed the Delaware.
You guys know, I've got some serious posing to do.
He won the Battle of Yorktown and was the president of Constitutional Congress.
Just make sure there's a lot of stuff above freedom.
He was so popular that wild and terribly untrue stories started to pop up everywhere, which made it seem even more amazing.
Like the story how he threw a rock across the Potomac River in a single throw. Ah! See you later, rock!
Or the story that said he could not tell a lie.
That baby is ugly. Sorry, I can't tell a lie.
I would like for it. Thank you for your honesty. His teeth were made out of wood.
My breakfast tastes like splinters, and that makes me even more of a man.
And sure, he was full of shortcomings. Like that, he had a phobia of shaking hands, or that referred to himself as the third person.
George Washington says nothing rude about this at all. Oh, your hands are covered in germs. Ew, more germs. Get him off, get him off.
Or that he owned slaves.
Sorry about that. But it didn't matter. He was our country's bona fide rock star, and he won his first election unanimously. Then 4 years later, he ran and won again. George Washington is riding high. Who feels like watching me pose? Pose. Pose. Pose.
But after 2 terms in office, he was ready to hang up his spurs. It was therefore our country's first real competitive, down and dirty election. Let me tell you, it was bad. It was as nasty as mean as any in modern politics.
If politics is a full contact sport, this first election said hitting below your belt is totally okay. Also, the only rule for this election is that you don't talk about elections. Also, your kids are fat.
I kind of like that sports metaphor. This first real election was like a football game.
No, it was more like a tennis match.
No, you know what? It was really like
A boxing match.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. The competition is so fierce, so high, so momentous. So we are calling it in Philadelphia.
That's right, Pepper. The United States is the edge of their seat to this crazy experience. We're calling democracy can actually work. Quite be a show, though.
Should be indeed. So let's get this party started, Pepper. In one corner, our first vice president is coming in at a hobbit like 5'7", the colossals of independence, Mr. Austin Gessin, the road to Boston. Ladies and gentlemen, the journalist parties on John Adams!
And the other corner, riding at a Lego State suit, knew him as the author of the Constitution, Pepper, but tonight he's hoping to be the author of Epic Pizza, the Apostle of Democracy, the Sage of Monticello, Thomas Jefferson!
Wow, what an entrance, Pepper! You really get the sense that anything could be happening.
And he could. These people have literally never seen an actual election before.
All right, you know the rules. We like you to stick your philosophical differences in governing, but slender and slight towards your opponent's appearance and family are permitted. Do you understand the rules?
With the utmost conviction of the friendliest party, I do.
Jefferson, let the tree of liberty be refreshed with the blood of John Adams. All right, and fight. Adam is champion of the king. A vote for Adam, vote to rejoin the British Empire.
But Jefferson got the first blow with the common attack. The enemy is too friendly with King of England.
This man is head over heels for the French Revolution. My God, he'll have us all walking in rags and sleeping amidst the fit and vermin. Furthermore, he's more fit to be a professor at the college, not a leader of this great nation.
Oh, and Adam Baby, Fiction 1 to 1. This whole thing is tied to French detention electoral demeanor.
A great and useful tactic, Pepper. Even in 1796, people do not want their president to be too smart.
Well, this is gonna be a close one. Both got some good shot, but it's
Adam wins! It could have gone either way, but it looks like he squeaked it out.
And Jefferson seems to be none too pleased as we gear up for a rematch.
And fight. This man is repulsive prejudice, a gross hypocrite, a hideous, hermaphroditical character, which has neither the force or firmness of a man, nor sensibility and gentleness of a woman. Yeah.
Oh, and Jefferson's coming up swinging. What a shellacking.
He is clearly smart, but not counting up. If he hates more than losing, it's Thomas Jefferson.
This man is Scotland's atheist. According to Dr. really nearly for any fight during our great revolution. And I mentioned his illicit ties with Sally Hemings.
He wrote the Sally Hemings bomb. If the Ellen DeVere with the same on his table, clearly anything is. This is getting more reputable by the second.
Oh, and Jefferson is showing sign of a king. Oh, wait. What the hell is this?
Oh my Lord, Pepper! Look like Alexander Hamilton, Treasury Secretary, and popular hip-hop musical had just entered the ring.
This is a shocker. Hamilton seems to be joining the party that he helped create.
If we must have an enemy at the head of government, let it be who will not involve our party in the disgrace of his foolish and bad manners.
The letter of criticism from Hamilton was the final blow. Jefferson wins! Jefferson wins! And so begins the 19th century.
See, isn't this fun, guys? They're learning. They're laughing. It's all coming together.
Yes, except this is taking a lot longer than we thought. I mean, it took 10 minutes to get before elections. At this rate, 53 elections to go to it, it'll take us how many hours?
I'm bad at math. The point is we have to keep the show moving. So let's try this. The next 7 elections are pretty boring and the Republicans may have won, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, Andrew Jackson was a Democrat Republican, and then in 1820.
Yes, fine.
Why don't the next 4 like right on the same starting line for a basketball team? A Republican-only basketball team.
First of all, that sounds like the worst basketball team
more importantly, we're gonna...
Trust me, it'll be great. It'll learn your theory quickly. Watch. And now, your next for Republican President of the United States of America, from Fort Conway, Virginia. Weighing nearly 100 pounds, this perpetually 6-star quiz nevertheless defeated Charles Pickney and D.Wayne Clinton in consecutive elections. Give it up for James Madison!
From Westmoreland County, Virginia, a founding father and U.S. Senator who's risen to the top despite having absolutely no charisma. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5th President of the United States, James Monroe!
From Braintree, Massachusetts, he brought an end to the War of 1812. Just don't mistake him for his father because he might be clinically depressed. John Quincy Adams!
And finally, from the Waxhaws region between North and South Carolina. He lost in 1824, but look here for this guy because he's a murdering, genocidal, racist slave owner who will oversee one of the most corrupt presidencies ever. Andrew Jackson! Bow! Bow! Bow!
Ladies and gentlemen, your next for Republican President.
Bow! Bow! Bow!
See, I just toured through 7 elections in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but you skipped over so much stuff. The Louisiana Purchase, the Missouri Compromise, the Randolph-Clay duel, the Monroe Doctrine.
Whoa! Wait! Go back. There was a duel? You never told me anything about a duel.
A duel with guns and anger and death.
Well, not death, actually. No one died.
What? How's that possible? Weren't duels in the 1800s? Just 2 guys standing in front of each other and shooting pistols? How did no one die?
I don't know. You said we just skip over it because it's not entertaining.
Yeah, but I didn't. Fine, do the duel, but quickly, we have to keep the show moving.
Okay, so the year was 1824. The race was between Andrew Jackson, Henry Clay, and John Quincy Adams. But 2 of the candidates, Clay and Jackson, really hated each other. I mean, with a capital H hated.
Things got so tense that John Randolph, speaking on behalf of Andrew Jackson, accused Henry Clay and Senate floor of conspiracy. Henry Clay was so incensed by the accusation that he challenged Randolph to a duel.
So with that in mind, we now present a new one-act play I'm calling A Duel of 2 Gentlemen. And please do know, everything you're about to see actually happened. Well, except for one thing. Due to the fact that we don't have a permit to use realistic replica pistols, the guns have to be replaced with wooden pistols, which should still work as a theatrical device.
Let's just say it's our commentary on the immaturity of men.
Good God, man, this is my reading chamber. What right have you thrown my internal music?
I could say the very same of you, Randolph, substituting your internal musings with my dignity and reputation.
What?
What I'm saying is that, you've offended me, the point is that I hate you. You slandered my good name on the Senate floor, and I challenge you to a duel!
A duel? A duel, you say?
A duel, says I, Henry Clay, the proud son of Hanover.
Very well, you conspiring. All fish happen. The duel is what you desire. The duel is what we shall have.
A duel.
A forthright duel.
Very much so, indeed. Humphrey, fetch my dueling pistols.
Oh yes, Fiddler, Earl, and Bogey. Never been more dignified way to shoot someone from 10 feet away.
I could see I may have disagreements on you with most matters, but when it comes to Flintlock and Bogdan, There's not a more sleek, elegant, and divine instrument of death. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely
Thank you.
beautiful.
Well then, shall we commence with the duel?
We shall. Humphrey?
Yes, yes. Well, we know the rules. At the drop of my handkerchief, two shoot each other. And that's it. Whoever lives, wins.
Agreed and dignified way to settle an argument.
Sure. Okay. Ready on the count of 3. 1, 2. Really? Did you not understand the rules? They are very simple.
I swear I didn't pull the trigger. It just went off. I guess the pistols are defective.
Well, I doubt that. Flintlock, Ernie, Bogdan never misfires. They just don't. But wait, don't I get a free shot now?
No, an accidental discharge, according to the rules, means silver.
What? That hardly seems proper.
You hardly see proper, you boil.
Okay. On the count of 3 this time. 1, 2, 3.
A hit.
Oh good, I hit you.
No, I mean, I hit you, right? Didn't I?
No, not at all.
Looks like I'm clean too. Gosh, that was so close. I don't know how that's possible.
Well, you guys want to try this again? Second round rule states whoever can reload first can shoot first.
Well, I didn't even know that. You hardly ever get to do a second round of these things. Usually someone just dies. They're so interested.
Done. Oh good, I hit you this time.
No.
But look at your coat, there's a big hole in your coat.
Oh yeah, but that's right through.
What? It didn't pierce your skin a little?
No, not at all. Which is why I shall the victor.
Okay, very good. I mean, just get it over with. I mean, no need to gloat.
No. I want to take my time, really stretch out my arm before I put a bullet in your... Oh, you stupid gun! These splinters are piece of garbage!
I've never gone this far before, but if you want, you can go again.
Oh, forget it. Quincy Adams can be president.
Yeah, I'm done too.
The end. And that's what really happened in the duel of Clay versus Randolph.
Yeah, but you just spent 6 minutes telling a story of a duel which featured 2 guys who never even became president. I mean, we're trying to keep the audience's attention and away from the smartphones.
Like that guy. She has been in Snapchat this whole time. Frankly, I don't blame her. The 19th century is so long ago and boring.
We need to get to the rest of the century in like the next 2 minutes so we can get to the good stuff.
Boring? Boring? Thomas Edison, Abraham Lincoln, and the Civil War are boring? Come on, guys. You can't just blow through all that in 2 minutes. That's impossible.
You say impossible, I say Billy Joel.
Wow, we got Billy Joe.
Let me finish. Billy Joel's second nephew once he wrote Herman Joel.
Oh, that's not as exciting.
No, it's not, but he's still got a great set of pies, so give him a hand. Herman Joel, everybody. Let's make movie, never miss all the speed.
Jefferson, speeches by Phil Jefferson, things got to blow away. What else do I have to say?
Armin Joe, everybody.
No, you left out Buchanan. You skipped over Lincoln's second election and Grant against Horace Greeley.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of Horace Greeley fans that are upset we skipped over him.
Maybe. Holler if you want to see a quick bio on Horace Greeley. Fine. Point taken. Let's move on to Rover Cleveland.
So Rover Cleveland may sound like the name of a rejected mother, but he was actually pretty interesting.
I mean, he's the only president to be elected to non-consecutive terms. I mean, think about that. He won, then lost, then 4 years later, ran and won again. It would never happen now. Somehow, Rover Cleveland did it.
It's almost like one of the serious Oscar movies. You know, it starts out, the guy's great, super successful. Then he fails and becomes homeless and loses everything. Then he pulls himself up and unexpectedly wins.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I mean, not to brag, but I actually wrote a screenplay about Rover Cleveland. Would you want to read it?
Like now, we're kind of doing a show.
Yeah, right. Well, what if I had to her actors the climactic scene from it? You know this kind of scene in this kind of movies? The one where the protagonist's friend comes in, sees how the protagonist has fallen, and whips it back into shape by giving him an inspirational speech.
Yes, all right, let's see it. Gruber! Gruber! Wake up! Wake up! Ah! What is it? Am I dead? Oh! No, you're not dead. Look at you. Sleeping until afternoon. Your hair is greasy. Your clothes are filthy. My God, pull it together.
Well, what do you expect? Huh? What do you expect? I was a president of the United States, and I lost it. I lost it all. Oh,
Yes, you're right. Difference to both of us. And maybe it's not all your fault. Maybe you pull up fake voters in Indiana to cross state line and vote twice. Or maybe you, during your first term, you made your word in the White House a woman 28 years younger than you who used to call you Uncle Gruber. I mean, call him this so gross.
yes, sure it was. What was I thinking? Why did I get married in the White House?
The point is, just because you lost it doesn't mean you give up. You get up and fight for your right to be president.
Oh, there's no such kind of thing. President who served no consecutive term. I mean, that's something that happened.
No, but it could. Once. And if nothing else, it'll be one thing that you remember for.
My God, you're right. I could be a president, okay? What do I need to do? Repair my image? Get in shape? Campaign across the country like I never can be before?
No, just show up. Benjamin Harrison is incredibly unpopular, so you should be easy to win.
Will you be my next president?
I think never asked.
And see. So, what do you think? Pretty dramatic, huh?
I don't know. Seems like Grover just got lucky.
Yeah, he basically did. And then William McKinley was elected in 1896.
Right, McKinley. Not much happened with it, right? McKinley beat Williams Jennings Bryan twice. Then Teddy Roosevelt won it pretty handily. So I think we can skip ahead to 1912. Now that election was crazy.
Whoa! Wait. You want to skip over Teddy Roosevelt? We can't do that. Teddy Roosevelt is my favorite president.
He is?
Oh yeah, I mean, he was a lunatic. Can I just do a quick recap of Teddy Roosevelt?
It's really interesting and weird. It'll lead into the 1912 election. It won't take long.
Please.
Fine. Around the clock. So I'm giving you 1 minute. 1.
Great. Here's all you He was born in New York City. As a kid, he was an energetic, ball-collecting weirdo with severe asthma.
Books. Every insect on this green earth worth our time and inspection. Oh, my lungs.
He didn't like being so weak and asthmatic, so through sheer willpower, he transformed his body by basically doing push-ups.
Can't have asthma with an impressive and rigorous effort. Miraculously, this worked, giving Teddy an irrational confidence boost that was last his entire lifetime. I'm strong as I am determined. Nothing can get in my way to greatness.
After college, Teddy joined the New York State legislature. His fellow state senators hated him because he was so manic and abrasive and hard to work with. So one day they decided to pull a prank on him.
But when Teddy heard about it, he actually said this to them.
My God, if you dare to put a prank on me, I will kick you, I will bite you, and I will kick you in the balls!
A real nightmare of a coworker that Teddy was.
Then, tragically, his wife's mother died the same day with her illness. Teddy responded to the incredibly sad news by doing this.
Someone else can raise my daughter. I'm going to live in the forest for the next 4 years.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There's nothing to be afraid of anything. The wolf has risen in the heart. Isn't this splendid? When he returned home, the Republican Party decided to nominate him as vice president. Teddy Roosevelt was not happy and responded by saying this. I would rather be anything, even a social study teacher, than be a vice president.
But 3 months into McKinley's second term, he was killed by a crazed assassin.
Teddy Roosevelt responded to this tragic news by cheerfully saying this. Let's get to work.
And so began one of the most productive peacetime presidencies ever. Then he decided in the election of 1908, William Ross Taft, his good friend and ally, should run in his place.
Oh, Taft. I'm going to go to the Africa for the next 4 years to kill 512 rare and exotic animals.
What? You are? Why?
I lose control problems. And sending still makes me think of them. Oh. Why?
Taft won easily thanks to Teddy's endorsement. But Taft was no Teddy Roosevelt. After years of conceding many of the progressive programs Teddy had fought for, Teddy Roosevelt decided to come out of retirement and run against Taft in 1912.
I leave you alone for 2 years. And look at what you did. By golly, I'm throwing my hat in the ring. Bully to hat.
All this brings us to the election of 1912.
As I said earlier, the 1912 election was a crazy, crazy election. Teddy Roosevelt ran against his longtime successor. He formed the Boom Moose Party, the most successful dirt party ever.
The Republican establishment, meanwhile, rallied around Taft, while the Democrats picked Woodrow Wilson.
And as if that wasn't enough, Eugene Debs, the Socialist Party's nominee, was making noise too. Although he had run for president before, 1912 was seeming like a year he could actually win.
So for one election, America twists like it never happened before. 4 candidates with only 1 presidency to win. It was less of an election and more like the episode of Backstop.
I'm calling it the election act.
Hello and welcome back to the election. It has been a dramatic ride, president turmoil and double crossing. Now we've come to the end. 4 candidates with only 1 America to preside over.
This is by far the hardest decision I ever had to make. Because in their own ways, they're all sick and dedicated guys, but my heart can only belong to one.
But as November 4th approaches, America still can't decide which president is for her.
I mean, they're just different. I know Ted. He's so sweet and smart, but his was a little bit indecisive and insecure.
I don't even
even think I should go to the rose ceremony. If she says she's gonna pick Roosevelt, I'm sure she will. That's what everybody wants. You know, I only took this job because Roosevelt begged me to. I don't even want it. That's not true. Peace out, America, I'm a bad day. Oh, I'm so fat.
And of course, I love Teddy. I mean, for 8 years, we had such a great things going. He's progressive, he's smart, but he was a little bit a lot to handle.
Of course America will choose me. It is the only right and just decision she can make. Let us consummate the rose giving, and let's get to work. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Let's get to...
And there's Woodrow Wilson, who was really disciplined, impressive, and smart, but he was a little bit a racist.
Look, I have a lot of progressive ideas that I think America is going to love. Tariff legislations, the Antitrust Act, the Federal Reserve. And I also kind of believe that slavery wasn't so bad. So yes, I'm pretty much super racist, but this is 1912, and a lot of people are also super racist.
And finally, of course, there's Eugene, who is really sweet, but I don't think so.
Look, if you can just give me 2 minutes, I can tell you why socialism works. Oh, come on, at least hear me out. Eugene needs a win.
So the time has come. You can only give a roast to one president. So who will it be? President Taft.
Oh, it's me. Should I say something or... I'm messing up again, ain't I? Darn it, Taft.
President Roosevelt.
Of course, give me the rose. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Let's get to work.
Governor Wilson.
Also, why do women need the right to vote? I mean, can women be trusted? Better let me do it.
And finally, Eugene Debs.
Look, here's a pamphlet. You don't have to pick me, but at least take a look at it.
America, the time has come for you to take the president.
MC. So, this is by far the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Because I honestly so much care about you. You guys all have my heart and liberty more than anything ever. But I have to pick one of you. Woodrow Wilson, will you be my next president?
Bully, I will be back. I will to fight another day.
Poor Eugene. Darn it, I'll just make Yes, America gave its rose to progressive and labor relations, but in retrospect, pretty racist Woodrow Wilson.
And his first term was pretty successful, but term 2 was not so kind to Wilson. America was dragged into World War I. Rising inflation brought about widespread unemployment, all of which may or may not have caused Wilson to have a stroke.
So, with Wilson on the sidelines, America was set for a wide open and contentious election.
In 1920, the Democrats selected James Cox, a former governor of Ohio.
James was not the most exciting of candidates, but he was reliable, smart, intelligent. The Republicans, meanwhile, went in a completely different direction.
Are you ready to run? Woo! Let's do this!
In any other year, Warren G. Harding would have been a nightmare.
Alright, tobacco, I love my chew. Can't believe you can. Even though it was illegal. I do both those things.
I love it!
Also, he was aptly having affairs with not only his wife's best friend, but also with a woman 30 years his junior.
Lock up your daughters!
I have no self-control.
On campaign trails, he often gave rambling speeches full of archaic phrases like,
This country will remain American. This next country will remain in our country.
and
Let's feed them with the wiggle and wobble.
Democrats did their best to fight back by pointing out that Warren G. Harding was Warren G. Harding.
This man is weak and immoral, and he's not saying anything that makes any sense. Like, come on, we're better than this.
But not making sense is just what voters wanted in 1920. And he won in a landslide.
Wow! Yes! When I say Warren, you say Harding! Warren! Harding! Harding! Wow!
Anyway, Harding won and his presidency went well as you expect. There was scandal, and then there was more scandal. He had a heart attack. And then there was a second one that killed him.
I lived hard. I died hard. Warren Harding, out.
Leaving as Vice President Calvin Coolidge in charge of the country. And let me tell you, he could not have been more different.
Given the nicknames Cautious Cal and Silent Cal, he was not very exciting.
Then we get to 1928. This time between Republican Herbert Hoover and Democrat Al Smith. Al Smith was a four-time governor of the New York City with a strong national following.
Well, Herbert Hoover was, well, maybe one of the most boring candidates to ever run. For example, here's what Republican newspapers said at the time to show how great and awesome he was.
That man Hoover, he's a human. That is not a joke. That literally is the best his campaign could do in 1928. To remind people, he was a human.
So the next election was won in a landslide, with the victory going to...
Herbert Hoover. Yeah! Alright, I got some great ideas to make this. And then the stock market crashed, leading to a Great Depression that no sitting president could talk your way out of. Especially not a snoozer like Herbert Hoover. Oh, shucks!
He really had a chance, especially when you run against a candidate like
Franklin Delano Roosevelt, easily one of the most popular and celebrated presidents of all time.
FDR's energy and unbridled optimism was just what the country needed. Sure, he had polio, married his distant cousin, and had ongoing affairs with two of his secretaries and also another different distant cousin, but it mattered not. The public loved him and his firebrand of a wife, Eleanor. And since the press played along, he had no problem winning 4 consecutive elections.
Whoa, 4 consecutive terms. He's like a modern-day superhero franchise. Turning out sequel after sequel. I wonder what that will look like. I wonder what that would look like. What? Why are you looking at me like that? You said doing FDR as a superhero was a good idea.
Yeah, no, we did. But also told you that I don't like superhero movies and never even seen one. You're like, people love superhero movies. Just watch a couple of them, you'll be fine. And I was like, fine. Even though I thought it was a terrible idea and totally out of my wheelhouse, I did it.
Thanks for telling everyone that.
Yep, I did. Because you thought it would be entertaining. So here it is. FDR, a hero begins to rise, and justice for all. Suicide Squad.
That title is not good.
No, it'll be great. So let's just do it already. Enjoy.
What are you going to do? We lost our home, all our savings.
This country's going to hell, and ain't no one going to save us, ever!
Mom, I'm so scared. Why is the bad people to get us?
There's nothing to fear but fear itself.
Hey! What if I'm gonna be afraid of snakes? What are you gonna do about it? Old man!
I said there's nothing to fear but fear itself. FDR did it too. Jump!
Hey, the urgent woman in the bunch of someone like Donald P.A. Social Secretary and Civilian Organization. Well, I believe the limits government
Yeah, why don't you let the free market fix itself?
Because that never works. FDR just do Trump. Trump.
Hey, who does think you're running for a third term? No one ever thought that. Why don't you just let Venezuela or John Brennan have a shot at presidency?
Never. FDR just do Trump. Next place, me.
Hey, I heard you. You're slowly pushing us into war. Well, I don't want to participate in war. World War II. Let's just stay out of it.
No, by the power of Eleanor, I just do Trump. You and Hitler both. FDR just do
Stop! What the hell is this?
Was FDR's presidency done in the style of a superhero movie that you and your culture at large are so fond of, right?
No, superhero movies are just not just one guy just chopping everyone over and over again. I mean, you watched that one, didn't you? X-Men, Deadpool, Batman.
Okay, I didn't watch any. They're just so stupid and formulaic, okay? I thought I could just fake it. Sue me.
Okay, well I think FDR and superhero movies deserve better, but we better keep moving. We've got 8 elections to go and 25 minutes to do it in. Yikes, so let's go!
Which brings us to one of the closest elections in history. Kennedy versus Nixon.
John F. Kennedy was a rich war hero who robbed the top of the ticket after being served with his investment at the Senate. He was charming, hopeful, and very, very hot.
I can't deny it. Sure, he had extramarital affairs, and his elections may have been bought by his father, and also he talked like a cartoon character.
Come on. So hot.
American people are surprising shallow. I'll take it.
And the Republican corner was America's vice president and America's grumpy slipknot, Richard Nixon.
At this time, Nixon was respected and more experienced than Kennedy. But let's face it, Nixon was nowhere near as hot as Kennedy, so the country was very split.
I can try to be more appealing visually if that would help.
In 1960, 9 out of 10 households now owned a TV. So the 4 networks got together and agreed to a bold experiment to air the first ever televised debate between 2 presidential candidates.
Now, Nixon was a skilled debater, and anyone who heard the debate over the radio thought Nixon had won. Take a listen to one exchange between the candidates.
Mr. Kennedy, you have proposed to increase the funding for the welfare program. How do you intend to pay for that?
I have to pay for it with winning a smile.
Mr. Nixon, a rebuttal.
That is an idiotic answer. It's not possible to pay for welfare with a winning smile. We must raise taxes!
Okay, so clearly at the exchange, Nixon won, right? But a funny thing happened on the way to the television studio. First, Richard Nixon felt his knee.
Damn, Ottoman! Someone get this stupid terrorist out of my room!
His knee was already infected, and the swelling caused him a sweaty fever of 100 degrees. And I mean sweaty.
It's goddamn sweltering in here! I feel I'm in goddamn sauna!
On top of that, he refused to wear makeup, instead opting for something called Lazy Shave, a talcum powder that made it even look more pasty than usual.
If one thing Nixon knows, stay lazy shave makes you look fresh and clean. No, it doesn't. Meanwhile, Kennedy showed up a day or at a time on a suntan on the blueberry left. So that during the election,
have proposed to increase the fundings for the welfare programs. How do you intend to pay for that?
I would have to reduce the debt with winning smile.
Mr. Nixon, a rebuttal.
That is an idiotic answer. It's not possible to pay for welfare with a winning smile. You must raise taxes!
It was a close race, but Kennedy won. Many say that it was the televised debate that pushed him over the top.
And sure, other people say that it was actually Kennedy's father who ran the race, but allegedly getting over 10,000 dead people to vote for it, the debate definitely helped.
Damn it, man. I'm a president, not a movie star.
Years into his term, President Kennedy was tragically killed in Dallas, Texas. Oh, Kennedy!
Lyndon Baines Johnson took over the presidency and completed the final year of Kennedy's first term.
Now, LBJ was a much different president than JFK. While JFK was a young, handsome, elite East Coaster, LBJ was a grizzled, folksy Southerner who spent a lifetime in the Senate.
Known for strong arming his colleagues, he was crafty, tenacious, and fierce. And in his re-election bid, he didn't want to just win, he really wanted to crush his opponent, Barry Goldwater.
So, he assembled an elite group of operatives he dubbed the 5 O'Clock Club.
This group was the best of the best, the sneakiest of the sneaky, and with their help, LBJ was able to pull up some of the dirtiest campaign tricks everyone has never seen in history.
Think of LBJ as Tom Cruise and his 5 O'Clock Club as his Impossible Mission Task Force, and you'll get an idea of what happened in 1964.
Alright, 5 o'clock, bro, get in here! Yeah, we got some dirty tricks and books if you want to crush the one goal. So get to it, Rico! Yeah, I want you to develop a series of books that smear Goldwater. Biographies, novels, even children's comic books, they show Goldwater paired with Cuckoo's Clan.
Really? A comic book about children of all?
Doesn't matter, all we need is her to see the darn thing. Now go, Delta 6! I want you to break into the Goldwater campaign and steal it. Then Goldwater better give.
But isn't it illegal? Break into his office?
You bet your secret had 2 theaters. But remember, we don't only get things, you get captured. Now go! Mercy time! I want you to create a camping app they show a little girl playing around with girls. And now show a mushroom cloud inside the sky and essentially killing the girl. And end of the end with a homie's voice saying, these are the things we love each other or die. What? That's so dark. I know! We have to scare crap out of everyone. Plus, it'll be controversial, so new our place will play over and over again. Now go! Go and do my dirty deeds!
And it worked. Lyndon Baines beat Barry Goldwater by 16 million votes, the largest margin in history up to that point. LBJ had his referendum.
But it was short-lived. With the unpopularity of the Vietnam War growing, LBJ decided not to run for re-election. And then with the assassination of Bobby Kennedy.
Oh, Bobby Kennedy! Oh, yay!
So candidates on both sides were wide open, which is how he ended up with this guy again.
Drinking is back, baby!
Now, LBJ loved dirty tricks, but no one can out-trick Richard Nixon. In the next election, he would win handily using a slew of racially coded campaign ads and scare tactics. And then once elected, he would abuse the power of the presidency to win re-election like no one else has done in history. He was ruthless.
He was paranoid.
He was vindictive.
He was a real bitch.
You're a mean one, Miss Richard Nixon and his criminal activities that led him to lose the presidency? Get out of here!
I am not a crook.
Yes, you're a criminal. You should have gone to jail now. Now get out of here, Richard Nixon, and take your choir too. Get out of here. Go! Get out of here. Go! Hurry! Get out! Don't give me that face. You know what you did. Now get out of here, Richard Nixon. And that was done for Nixon. 2 Washington Post reporters undercover his Watergate scandals, and he resigned in shame.
So then Gerald Ford took over, pardoned Nixon, and then couldn't get re-elected because...
Boo.
And then we had Jimmy Carter, who had only 1 4-year term in office, thanks to high gas prices, hostages in Iran, and the fact that he was very boring.
Hi everybody, my name is Jimmy Carter. I'm a son of a peanut farmer and a born-again Christian. I know a lot of you have questions about peanuts, so I'm going to use the next 50 minutes explaining to you about the science, history, and the nutrition value of a peanut. Let's start first with the nutrition value. Peanuts are a great source of vitamin E, niacin, folate, manganese, protein, oleic acid, oxalate.
Okay, stop. We get it. You're boring. Please, I can't share your whole peanut speech.
Agreed.
So the 70s were a pretty dark and grim time. The Vietnam War has taken a toll on the country, and gas shortages were driving people crazy.
And when Iran took several hostages America in November of 1979, the U.S. was ready for a change.
And not just any change. They're ready for optimism, pizzazz, and glamour.
America didn't want another politician bursting facts and with a lifetime of service.
They wanted someone who made us feel like we were the best all the time.
Which is why we give the keys of our country to our most famous actors. Ronald Reagan.
Your friends arrived. We're ready to fall in love with Mary.
Yep, Ronnie Reagan starred over in 60 films. You know his movies, right? No? No? No one?
No, that's okay. They're not very good. Actually, I'm not even sure how I can acting career, to be honest.
Huh? Despite his clear lack of talent as an actor, he thrived as a candidate. America just couldn't get enough of his folksy charm and aw-shuck sense of humor.
Just look at how America fawned over him, no matter what he said. And do know, these are all actual Ronald Reagan quotes.
Please sign my bonzo!
Calm down. Ronnie needs to answer this nice reporter's question. Go on, what question do you have for me?
Mr. President, a lot of people in this country are having a problem with getting and keeping a job. What are you doing to help this person?
You're trying to get unemployment to go up. And I think you're going to succeed.
Wait, guys, did you guys listen to what he just said? He said he was going to make unemployment go up. And we don't want that, right? I mean, this country already has a huge problem with the deficit, and we can't have unemployment go up too.
Well, let me tell you, I'm not worried with the deficit. It is big enough to take care of itself.
Okay, what about your stance on the environment?
What's there to worry about? You all know that the three causes of pollution in the automobiles?
Guys, he just said trees create pollution. He just said that. That's insane. You go away. We hate
Okay, so the next few elections can get a little confusing and repetitive. The same names keep popping up again and again.
So I think we should hand over the next 8 to Benny and Jenny.
But if it's really confusing, don't you think we should slow down and take the time to really explain it to the audience?
No, because we only have 4 minutes left, and if there's one thing I know about Bonneville, it's that the people talk really fast. And we don't have anything other than fast. So, take it away, Jenny and Benny.
Hello, Betty!
Hello, Jenny. So there have been quite a few elections since 1980.
That's right. 8 elections, 5 different presidents elected to office.
Well, tell me all about it. I don't need to know about the elections, just one. Let's keep it simple.
You've got it. The winners are Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump. The last one still can be debated.
All right. And who was the first Bush?
George Bush.
Then who's the second Bush?
George Bush.
Who's the second Bush?
George Bush.
You're telling me that he was elected to non-consecutive terms?
No, only Rover Cleveland did that.
Then what's his name?
George Bush.
Not the first Bush, the second Bush. What's his name?
George Bush.
But you just told me that he was elected twice.
Not to consecutive terms. No!
Okay. So we got George Bush in 1988.
That's right.
Then we got Clinton in 92.
Naturally.
And Clinton beat Bush in 92.
George Bush?
Yes, George Bush!
Yes.
Okay.
And no.
What do you mean yes and no? He beat him or didn't he?
He did.
Great.
And he didn't. Clinton couldn't run again because he served 2 terms already.
Oh, Clinton served 2 terms
Yeah.
as a president?
Naturally.
Okay, very clear though.
But remember that Clinton has also never taken any terms.
But you just said Clinton served 2 terms.
He has.
So then how is it possible that Clinton hasn't served any terms yet?
Cause Clinton lost the election!
Clinton lost the election!
Haven't you been watching the news?
But you just said Clinton hasn't served any terms yet.
Of course, he did.
Okay, let's talk about Obama. Who did he?
McCain.
Okay, that's easy.
But that was after Obama beat Clinton in the primaries.
Clinton? You won twice? What?
And couldn't run again.
But I thought you said Clinton won twice and couldn't run again.
Obama turned out with the youth vote.
That's why he lost? What? Why would that matter? He shouldn't be running again.
I know. He couldn't probably run again.
So who did Obama run against in the primaries?
Clinton.
Ah! What George Strong? Okay, after Obama, we got Trump.
That's right.
And who did he beat?
Clinton.
Clinton?
Yes, Clinton.
But you... How about Bush? Did he run again too?
Sure, in the primaries.
Even though Bush already served 2 terms, Clinton served 2 terms, they both ran again in this election.
Well, how could you run again after serving 3 terms? I mean, that would be against the 22nd Amendment of our
This
Constitution.
is what I just said. So who did Trump run against?
Bush. Then Clinton.
Jenny and Benny, round of applause.
That's all the elections this country votes.
With 2 minutes of zero. Thank you so much for watching our show, Every U.S. Election Ever!
Oh! Wait! Don't tell me to leave! We have to do the quiz!
Oh my god, you don't get quit!
Look, it's the only way to know if our show had an entertaining and educational impact on our audience.
Fine, go ahead and give them a quiz.
Real quick. Oh, B! What is the nickname President Roosevelt gave Al Landon in 1936? Okay. You, Kitty, what is the campaign slogan James Polk used in 1886? Okay. My old friend Jamie Boy, you definitely took U.S. social history. How many votes did John Fremont get? Oh my lord! It's like they learned nothing!
As if we were so concerned about speed and entertainment that we forgot to teach the audience anything at all.
We had less than an hour. It was not my fault.
I am helping you. You also forgot about lunch.
Yeah.
A huge problem. That is a huge problem.
We forgot about his middle of the night insane crazy tweets.
We forgot about his impossible border wall with Mexico.
We forgot about his animosity towards journalists.
We forgot he accused the former president of wiretapping his phone without proof.
We forgot his suspicious ties to Russia.
We forgot that he goes to Florida every holiday weekend spending millions of taxpayers' money.
We forgot how big his brain is.
We forgot how great his deals are.
We forgot he won.
A huge problem. That is a huge problem.
How did Trump win? How did America get this so wrong?
Well, Katie, the background on the presidency talked about tonight. Warren G. Hardin, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan. They weren't all great. Some turned out to be criminals and murderers.
In the past, the Americans have voted for movie stars, war heroes, and other men who have to appear for success.
Sometimes this is what Americans want. And America has survived bad presidents before.
And then Americans get another chance. They get to vote. Not all countries do.
And sometimes America chooses the right man for the job.
Your unfortunate keyword there being men.
Katie? Katie, are you listening?
Nope, I'm quitting.
Would the boys in the front row please put down the money they put in their pockets at the end? Don't steal my props, I see you. Thank you everybody for coming.